Shalom. Shalom. All praise and honor and glory going to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salutations to all you Akim. It's out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by way of the highways and byways, going out in the streets, teaching and preaching. And also by way of the internet. Shalom to you very few Akwaf that's out there listening and learning. You very few sisters that's out there listening and learning. Going back to the names, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father name, which means he is or he exists. Bahashem means coming in the name, and what the world ignorantly calls JC or Jesus Christ. His name is not Jesus Christ. It's not Yeshua. It's not Yehoshua. It's not Yeshaya. It's not Ushaya. It's not Jesus Christos, Jesus. It's none of that. All right. His name is Yahweh Shai. All right, which means he saves or he delivers. Okay. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. And this your brother Nayak, and I'm back with another one. This is more of a show and tell type segment. This is proof. All right. This is let me play the word. Hold on.
Archeological.
Because I don't want to butcher the word. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. This word right here. All right.
Archeological.
I have some archaeological evidence. Okay. I have some evidence. And what you see on the screen right now is a page that I have from this book that I have. And I took a whole bunch of pictures, and I still, like, I have another book on the way. Let me see. What's today? Today is the 9th. It's Sunday the 9th. I'm trying to, the weather looking pretty nasty, so I don't know if I may be able to go out or not, but I don't know if we're going to have to just see until the morning, but it's supposed to get nasty in between, because I usually go out, teach and preach around like 8. And I wrap it up around like 9, 9:30 and stuff. So I don't know if I may be able to, because it's going to be raining real hard. They talking about then it's going to be snowing after. But we going to see. We going to see. The temperature supposed to drop like a extra like 10 to 15 degrees. I don't know what the wind supposed to look like. It looked like it was in between 7 to 10 miles per hour. So we'll see. But I figure I would do this lesson because I've been waiting to do something like this, and I've just been hearing a lot of motherfuckers say we don't have no archaeological artifacts. All right, we don't have the facts, we don't have the proof, we don't have no evidence, we don't have physical evidence. Okay, now I have a couple books, all right, which I have to get more. All right, but it deals with our people. And one of the books, all right, that we are in, that this book is the Negro Question Part 3, the Black Pentecost. Okay, so in this, we about to learn that everybody, all right, everyone that was in Asia and things like that were dark people. They were dark-skinned people. The only ones that was that was pale flesh is Edomites. All right, and you gotta remember that John Hyrcanus started to convert a lot of these. Let me see if I can get it. Salakia, y'all. Hold on. Yes, it's right here. It says yes. John I guess it's Hyrcanus, all right, forcibly converted the Idumeans, the Edomites, to Judaism. All right, so John Hyrcanus, all right, that's what he tried to do. All right, which he was a Jake. But so let's go back. All right, because we have evidence, and we're going to get into it. Like I said, I really don't want to make this long. I don't have no precepts or anything like that. But one precept, just give me 2 seconds. Because there's too many people just like, oh, well, we don't have no proof. You don't have, because, you know, you can't take DNA tests. The DNA tests are fraud. And they tell you that they're all fraud. All right. So we have to go with, you know, what we know from history and from the libraries and stuff like that. Even ChatGPT got some things that's off every once in a while. This is First Maccabees. All right, chapter 3 and verse 48. It says, and lay open the book of the law wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. All right, now let me go ahead and get that in here too. All right, First Maccabees 3 and 48. Right, it says, and lay open the book of the law wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. All right, so what they had did was ended up painting the way how they look. All right, and make the nose straighter. All right, make the nose look like they nose. You know, even, you know, just to even paint over it. You know, and then, you know, down the road, then you start making new sculptures and stuff like that. Which, you know, that's what these wicked ass Idumeans do, you know. But the truth is out there. You know, if you just looked at what's his name, at Putin in Russia, the Russian artifacts, you see all the dark skin images and stuff like that he has locked away. Why would you have them locked away? Hey, you know, this is First Maccabees 3 and 48 in the GNT. It says the Gentiles would have consulted their items in such a situation, but the Israelites unrolled the book of the law to search the Most High's guidance. All right. All right, so there you go. All right, the Gentiles would have consulted their idols in such a situation. All right, so they like, well, this ain't us. You know what I'm saying? We got to make this look like our people, right? So let's go ahead and go back to the photos. Looking for my pen. I can't fucking find it. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. I'm trying to find my fucking pen. Fuck it. It is what it is. All right. I need a stylus. All right. So we're gonna read a little bit of this. I have a lot. All right. So we're gonna try to get through this pretty quick. I'm not gonna read everything, anything like that. All right, but I'll read this first page though. It says Levi have black skin, hair and locks, hair like lamb's wool. When you look at Levi today, right? Let's type in Levi. Let's type in Levi priest and watch what happens. All right. Because, you know, the Levitical priesthood. All right. And the first thing they pop up is some fucking Edomites. All right. They pop up with this shit. You know. And this is why we call you the devil. The devil just means a deceiver, deception, right? See, when you pop up priest, you get these fucking Edomites, all right? Or when you type in Levi, all right? Now, you have to still remember that our nation, all right, the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, we was scattered, so we had ended up popping these other these other nations' women. All right. So, you know, Jake may have been Puerto Rican, but he got an Asian chick. He might have 3 Asian chicks, and he ended up popping them Asian chicks. So his kids gonna come out, you know, looking like him and a little bit of, you know, like that, you know. So hey, Let me just type in Levi. Hopefully they don't pop up the jeans. Oh, wow, they popped up the anime. But you get what I'm saying. Like, who was the one dude, Levi? Let me type in Israel. I don't know who. Okay. So this is better. Okay, this is better. So like when you type in Levi, you get this guy. Right? Ah, shit. You get this dude though. Alright. Which they ain't gonna give it to me. Let's see who else we can get. But yeah, they give you that guy though. Alright, from LinkedIn, but I'll get him like this. Hold on. So they give you him. Roth and Co. So you know this is an elite. Alright, he of course, Levi Israel. That's his name. His name is literally Levi Israel. Okay. Roth and Company Harmony of Hope. This is an organization, some type of satanic, high demonic organization. But you can see that when you type in Levi, all right, you get white people. You don't get Jake. There ain't one motherfucking picture on here that you see a Jake. All right, you get this. These are Edomites and Amalekites. These are not the Israelites. Okay. So let's go back. Obviously, they don't have hair and locks. All right, them little coils and shit they do on the side with a fucking flat iron. Your hair isn't naturally curly. All right, when you type in hair like wool, let's get a different tab. Let's just get the definition of woolly hair, a regular definition, right? Now it has something right there. Here we go. Woolly hair, right? It says woolly hair, as you can see. Skin like bronze, everything, right? Woolly hair is a difficult to brush hair, usually present since birth, not coiling it through your own. And typically, most severe in childhood, it has extreme curls, kinks, occurs in black people. So there you go. And it's distinct from kinky hair. All right. So these people don't have that. Okay. They don't have that. All right. And like what I said, we've been scattered, but hey, call it for what it is. You know, I mean, if you see a Chinese man, you know he a Chinese man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? But you don't always know. You don't always know. That's why we got, you always got to test the spirit, because our people have been scattered. So, of course, some of them going to come looking like heathens. But, it's just, this is how you usually check off the box. It says here like lamb's wool, and their skin is black like an oven. Well, we know that person didn't have that type of skin color, or even remotely close. It says, don't forget the fringes. This is what Yahweh Shai of the Bible will have looked like. Blah blah blah. It was going into that was on the page before, but this says images of Judeans that haven't been seen in 2,000 years. So you see, it's the Judite woman. Right, she's wrapped up with handcuffs on, and she's around a tree. They do that to our people. All right, they've been doing that to so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans for the longest. And they still doing it. ICE been doing it, taking our people. Right. Let's get an example. Let's go back. ICE zip tie. Yeah, I bet money you're going to see a whole bunch of Jakes getting zip tied, right? See, look. That's a Jake. That's a Jake that's zip tied. All right, you can tell. All right, let's see if we got some more, right? Because this is what they do. They come, then they zip tie your ass, right? Look, y'all remember this lady, right? It was a news article on her of what had went down. You see her back up against the wall. She like pleading for her life, right? Just like the image. All right, back up against the tree, which would be the wall, or whatever the case may be. And she tied up, hands behind the back. They still do that to our people. All right, it says the image of the black male on the left and the black female on the right are of two. It says black, but we know we're not black. We're brown. Are of two Hebrew Israelites from 70 A.D. All right, when we fleeing. All right, it says these are images that Vespasian
Archeological.
had placed on these coins. These are coins. All right, so we do have
Archeological.
Let me go to it. You know what I'm saying? We do have
Archeological.
evidence. Okay, we do have
Archeological.
evidence. All right, and for more evidence, all right. My bad. I'm doing too much, y'all. All right. It says the scientific study of materials remains such as tools, pottery, all right, jewelry, stone walls, and monuments of human life and activities. So yes, we do have it. We do have the remains of culture of the culture of a people, which are the Israelites. All right. We do have the antiques of the Israelites. All right, we are the Israelites. I don't see why the fuck y'all just can't admit it and just see it, you know. But then you can say white people can be everything underneath the sun, you know. They can be the chosen people, but the sun doesn't even fucking like them. The sun, that's crazy. All right. Anyway, we can go ahead and continue. I thought they was going to throw some synonyms at me, but they didn't. So it's all cool. All right. So yes, we do have the archaeological, I said it right that time, evidence, nigga. All right. Let me get this. Why am I thinking about Wisdom of Solomon? I don't know why I'm thinking about Wisdom of Solomon. Let me see. Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man in great boldness, all right, before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. All right. And this is what we doing, man. We showing our people first and foremost, because we go out there for the elect, but we showing also that these other, to these Edomites and shit like that, y'all lied and we have the evidence. Okay, and that's why I read this scripture. Okay, let me get this as well in the GNT. I ain't pull out no scriptures, so I figure I'll pull some out. Like what I say, I'm not trying to, y'all know me, I'll be like, I ain't trying to make this long, and this be a whole motherfucking 2-hour video. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1 in the NLT. I mean the GNT. It says, on that day someone righteous, full of confidence, will stand before those who oppressed him and made light of his labors. All right, and they do make light of our labors. Oh, slavery was an option, or you enjoyed slavery. They just used the dumbest shit to come up with, and then I expect our people to get mad. Now when they people down and out, they looking for handouts and food pantries and shit. But we ain't talking about that right now. Right? So let's go back. All right. It says, Vespasian, these images are from the perspective of the ruler of known world at that time, and why would I not believe this report? All right. So he just going on just about the story and stuff. This is more evidence. This is Vespasian Caesar, captured Judea. All right. It says this is an image of a New Testament Hebrew Israelite dated to within 40 years of the crucifixion of Yahushua HaMashiach, 30 AD. The images on this image remain authentic because I have not tampered with the image. I have only altered the background. All right, so it was talking about the last page, but this right here, this page, all right, as you can see, you know, this is what it is. It says the coin, the captivity of Judea coin cost. That coin is $2,000. That coin is $3,000. It's probably way more now. It says the coin presented in the original form. All right, that is a Judite woman on the back of that coin. Okay, as you can see, this is a closer picture. Okay, it says Vespasian Caesar commemoration coin 70 AD. Continue phase 2 coin cropped off to isolate the multiple heads and noses on this woman. All right, that's a big nose. That's a Judite woman. Or you can see it, which, you know, they had another picture like when you really like scroll in, but y'all can see, man, that's a fucking Jake, bro. Like, hold on. Let me do this. Right? See? That's a Jake. All right, that's a Jake. All right, so next picture. It says coin sold for $30,000 at an auction. Woman with 3 black Hebrew children. Basically 3 dark-skinned Hebrew Israelite children on the image on the right-hand side. As you can see, it got the dude or whatever, and then it got the women, and then in front of her are the 3 children, and they look like children, right? They're like they shackled together almost. All right, it says Hadrian Caesar 117 to 138 AD. Location of coin of Roman emperor's 2nd century phase. Coin its original form. All right, so this is the original form. This coin is from Hadrian Caesar era, and it depicts a black Jewish woman with 3 little black Jewish kids. And like what I said, the ISH on Jewish means pertaining to or acting like, to be like. All right, they're not Jewish, they are Israelites. These are Israelites. Okay, so this is an Israelite woman with 3 dark-skinned Israelite children coming out. It says coming out to meet Hadrian between, and then it gives you the date. This was 40 years after Vespasian commemoration coin and 90 years after the crucifixion of Yahushua of the Bible. All right, so it's giving you all the artifacts. That's why I said, man, y'all should look into this. All right, and but it says, hold on this, it says you are probably thinking that there is no way you can tell these Jews of the New Testament are black, but maybe there is. All right, and let's get a quick precept to that. Right, and hey, man, this goes on for days, you know. You know, this is no problem. So when people be like, oh man, they ain't got the evidence, yes the fuck we do. This is Acts 13:1. It says, now there was in church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, and Barnabas and Simeon was that was called Negro, all right, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manian, all right, it says, which had been brought up with Herod the tetrarch and Saul, right? So when you go to this word, the N word, right? Niger, nigger.
Strong's G 3526.
Right, let's go to
Niger. Niger.
Right, G326. All right, this is in the Greek. Look, nigger equal black. You don't believe me?
Strong's G 3526. Niger. Niger.
What people is being called that today? Okay, then. It says black, surname of prophets Simeon. Christian. It says Latin origin, black, nigger, a Christian. So a so-called black man automatically is a Christian. The church, all right, Christians, they basically saying Christians are black people, okay? All right, so there you go. And then, you know, you got some assholes out there. Well, look, how about this? All right, this is Acts 13:1. In the NLT, it says, among the prophets and teachers of the church at Antioch of Syria were Barnabas, Simeon called the black man, Lucius from Cyrene, right? It says Manaenian. It says the childhood companion of King Herod, Antipas.
Strong's G 1577. Ecclesia.
You go back to
Ecclesia.
even when you go to this word church. All right, hold on. When you go to church in here, which I forget the word.
Strong's G 1577. Ecclesia. Ecclesia.
Ecclesia. It says an assembly of Christians gathered for worship and religious meeting, right? It says right here, number 2, it says the assembly of the Israelites. The assembly of faithful Christians. We just seen the Christians are black people. Already dead and received into heaven. It says the whole body of Christians scattered throughout the earth. It's talking about the Israelites. The Israelites was the only one scattered throughout the earth. But the assembly, all right, of the Israelites, all right. It says any gathering or throng of men assembled by the chance tumultuously. All right. So yeah. All right, it's the Israelites. It is the Israelites. So let's go back. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this way too long. All right. Let's get a little bit into this some more. It says this scene with the Hadrian meeting the black Hebrew woman with her 3 children took place 18 years before Hadrian and forbidden the Jews from entering 135 AD. Jerusalem, Roman, and Judean history suggests that Judah revolted after Hadrian did away with circumcision and placed a pig on the altar. Coupled that with a fake, Messiah by the name of Simon ben Kosabia or Simon Bar Kokhba, and you have a recipe for disaster after Hadrian Caesar had Jerusalem destroyed. He rebuilt Judah, and Jews were forbidden to re-enter the city. He did something else that went unnoticed. He merged Syria, Palestine, Edom, and Judea together and called it Palestine. See, so that's what Hadrian Caesar did. It says, I pulled the images of the coin for you to see the results on the next page. All right, so there you go. It says, but it says Hadrian had forbidden the Jews from entering 135 AD. All right, and it says in Jerusalem. And then it says Roman Judean history suggests that Judah revolted after Hadrian did away with circumcision. Yeah, because it's in the law, all right, that we are supposed to circumcise if you are an Israelite. All right, but he done away with that, and then it went on to say that he merged Syria, Palestine, Edom, Judea together and called it Palestine. Hey. All right, so he'll go a bigger image of the 3 kids and the mother. All right, it says coin Hadrian depicting 3 black Hebrew children, coin cropped to illustrate black Hebrew children. The woman's face was too badly damaged to pull an image. You see it. Right? Take a screenshot. The Assyrian images of the Hebrew Israelites of Judah. All right? And there you go. British Museum, London. These are artifacts, man. We have the evidence. This image of the Jew Hebrews can be found at the British Museum of Shalmaneser's black obelisk depicting these black Judean princes bringing tribute to a Syrian king. I have given you evidence from the 3 eyewitnesses that say the ancient. All right, so hey, even Assyria, you had Jews, of course. colored, and even the Assyrians was colored people. All right, Cappadocia. All right, the Cappadocians, right? So location of the artifact, Behustan village in modern Iran. All right, this is in modern Iran. It says, you may not believe this, but Cappadocian is nothing but an ancient Iranian. Okay, of this people was an ancient Iranian. All right, so this is an ancient Iranian, as you can see. It says the village connected to Babylon and Media. The engraving is 100 meters off the ground. As of you can see, the Cappadocian people were depicted as black people. Yeah, they was dark-skinned people too. That's why when you get Esau and they got all these history shows and everybody's white, there's something off about that, isn't it? Okay, let me get this charger. I am not charging this. But we about to close anyway. I'm just showing y'all these artifacts, man, because these is important just in case, you know, y'all got to take screenshots of this. All right. Hopefully it's plugged in. I think it is. Black King of Pontus. All right. Black King Mithridates of Pontus ruled Pontus. Black King of Pontus ruled Pontus 1885, 185. All right. So they got a couple of them up here. Coins location, royal coins of Pontus. Morcombe. It says early Hellenistic coinage, and y'all know the Hellenistic period. All right, that's during the Greek captivity and stuff like that. Coinage Cambridge, it says there is no disputing that these two kings of Pontus are black, but what you have to remember in Pontus that Pontus was situated just south of the Black Sea. We have been taught all our lives, and these government sponsors and institutions that all black people that have their origination in Africa, but the artifacts emerging from the ground tell an entirely different story. The artifacts emerging from the ground tell a story of black rulership worldwide, even in Europe. Think about it for a moment. The whites control the world military, and they control the system of education. They decide what truth is. That's why you don't never know anything. That's why you think everybody who ruled this planet was an Edomite. All right? You just think everywhere is Edomites. I was just seeing what else they had. So yeah, so they're getting a little bit more information of, you know, Pontus and stuff like that. All right, so it just goes more into it. All right. It says the Black King Pharnax. It says King of Pontus is in 200 BC was undoubtedly a black king, but when you see the History Channel or see the image in books, he is depicted as a white Asian king. You see? It says, why is this book so important? It says, because for one, it is proven that all blacks didn't come from Africa, and secondly, there was a time when the so-called Black Negro ruled the four corners of the earth. All right, and then go into Phrygia. All right, Phrygia. All right, memorial coin, legendary king Midas of Phrygia. All right, circa 800 BC. All right, showing you more images. This is only surviving image of the Black King and Midas. All right, just showing you. All right, just like what I said, man. Just showing you what's going on. Pamphylia. All right, these are wrestlers. These two on the left hand side are wrestlers. All right. Let's see what else. Cyrene. Cyrene was part of an ancient Libya Africa, and this was what a Cyrene Jew looked like on the day of Pentecost. Right. Look how dark they are. You gotta understand, man, our people were scattered everywhere, man. All right, and they still in these areas. The Black Romans. He was called Macrinus, or Macrinus, the Magnificent. The black nappy-headed Roman emperor's coin sold for 203,000 $150. Wow. All right. From 217 to 218 AD. Location of the coin: Shoshana collection of Judean coins, Heritage Auctions Lot 2321. Okay. Augusta, it says a lot of Augustuses and Caesars were black men. This image of black Macrinus or Macrinus Caesar is not an anomaly. All right, it says Apostle Peter and Apostle Paul. All right, Paul, Peter. All right, image 1000 AD. Okay. Babylonians, Hebrew Israelites, as witnessed by the Babylonians. All right, so these are the Israelites. Look, they got a whole bunch of afros, mini fros. I got a mini fro right now. All right, this is an unknown psalter. It says, and is currently being housed at the Western College at Bristol. It depicts the Babylonians and the Jews as being black. It is getting harder to not only locate these images, but to track down the references. These images date back to 1000 AD, and they are located in the British Library in Britain. See, you see how much shit they hide from you, bro? All right, in the days of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. You can also go online and type in Bristol Psalter, 11th century, 3 Chaldeans with Israelite captives. All right. There you go. All right. This is it says Abraham and Moses. Okay. Again, image of Jews according to the Romans: nappy-headed, big nose, big lips, right? Beard, big old beard. You can see he got a big beard, right? So this is a Jake. This is a Jake. All right. Vespasian was many coins minted to commemorate his great victory over Judea, but no matter how the coin was minted, he always depicted the Jews as black race of people. Okay. Letters to the black churches: Galatia, Ephesus, and Corinth. Galatia. Coin found in Galatian, all right, of black Galatian king Pisinos, right? Black king. Location of coin: Galatia Museum and Asia Minor coins. We have evidence, dude. This is all evidence. More evidence. Chapter 5 consulted the letters to the black churches. All right, Colossians or Galatia. It says Romans and Thessalonica. All right, these are all to black people. Okay, the black Augustus. All right, and Maximin. All right. Saying this image can be found on Wikipedia in the Vatican Library. All right. It says, I am not going to write much about the blackness of these ancient Romans because we have visited this subject in previous chapters. All right. So there's no reason to go past it. Then you got the Thessalonians. All right. Ephesus. These is Jakes. This is Jakes, man. Got many froze, and that's a feather in the head. Look like the Jake on the left with some twigs and some sticks. Maybe some, I forget, sprigs. Maybe that's what those are. It says this image was found in Ephesus, modern Turkey. And if you take a closer look at the Ephesian, you will see that he was an Afro and he is brown skinned. But I have a greater witness than this. I would like to call on the famed Greek historian Herodotus or Herodotus. It says because he was an eyewitness as to what the Ephesians look like. All right, but we see what they look like, right? But it goes down. This is the second paragraph. It says Herodotus. It says writes about the pelagic ancient Greeks. It says people being black Greeks from ancient times. Herodotus states that the Hellenes, which are, Hellenistic Israelites, absorbed themselves voluntarily with the invading white barbarians, but that the Pels Pelasidic Greeks, Pelsagic, I don't know. It says Greeks remain pure black Greeks. I am having a hard time digesting this, but what can I do? You know. Sardis. Okay. This goes on for days. Laodicea. Black people. Okay. It says Phrygia was a black emperor. The people of Laodicea depicted themselves in their art as black people. There you go. It's important that in closing on the 7 black churches of Asia, we examine this profound argument, the argument of art. All right. Byzantine emperors, black people. This is the Saxons, right? Black people. Hungary, black people. Right? And everywhere you look, Byzantine Empire, black people. You know that's a Jake. Just look at them. Right? That's a Jake too. The closer to the times we get to, the images get more and more clear. Byzantine Emperor, black dude. Right? So yeah, man, I just wanted to show y'all. That was pretty much about it. I just wanted to show y'all, man, that, you know, don't let these Edomites be trying to tell you that we don't have the artifacts, we don't have the facts, we can't align it with scriptures and all this. That's bullshit, man, because we can. All right, y'all just sitting on lies. And hey, man, y'all just being exposed, man. You know.